I think just having just confidence in myself and in my teammates, my receivers, and O-line's been doing a great job of giving me time and giving me spaces to step up into and to extend plays a little bit. I think we've put a lot of work in to our passing game this offseason, watching film, getting extra work in during the summer. A lot of work in the dark in that aspect, and to kind of see it pay off, see it flourish a little bit is big time. And I think guys just have a lot of confidence and understand their role in the team. And I think I hit 11 receivers last weekend or 12 around there. So everybody knows they can get the ball at any given point in time. I think that gives them the confidence and encouragement to run the route to win because they can get the ball thrown to them at any time. So it's big time for us, and I think it makes us hard to be defended whenever we have so many guys that can catch the football and make a play.
You guys have had games where you've thrown for a lot of yards, you've had games where Deuce has rushed for a lot of yards, hasn't really lapped over. What's it going to take to have that balance in one game?
Yeah, I think it's just I think it's for us, it's an offense just coming together and playing complementary football. I think there's times where the run's not working, so okay, let's go to the pass, and that gets going a little bit, and then you see the run game kind of fade off a little bit. But I think just playing off of one another and us just executing, I think that's what it comes down to. I thought Texas Tech did a really good job of doing a lot of twists and stunts and stuff in the box to help kind of limit our run game and defend that. And that's why in third quarter, we opened it up a little bit more and got away from that a little bit. So, sometimes you just got to take what the defense is giving you and execute, and that's what we did last week, and it led to a win.
What does make Phil Brooks a better wide receiver?
I don't think I think Phil, just this offseason, I saw Phil take a big step in him just being committed to being the best football player that he possibly could be. I mean, he was always out there catching punts. He's always out there working on that part of his game. But he was always anytime I got a hold of him about catching for me or watching film or whatever the case may be, he was always there. And just taking ownership in that receiving room too. I think him and Malik Knowles and Landry Weber and Cade Warner, a guy who came in, those guys did a great job of taking ownership in that receivers room and demanding more out of people, along with myself to just build confidence and build trust within myself, our position group, the quarterbacks and the receivers. And in order to do that, you got to spend a lot of time together. You got to be on the same page, and that just doesn't happen overnight. And Phil's done a really good job of just sticking to the course and trusting his abilities. You can tell when he runs his routes, he's getting he just runs with a lot of confidence and understands how to get open, and that's big time for us.
You've been spinning the ball really well, Skylar, down the stretch here. Is this what you envisioned before the season, before the adversity with the knee?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, something that I've been working on for a long time, and I've always believed I've been able to throw the football, is just gaining more confidence and staying in the pocket, and getting through my progressions and all that. And I think that, the work that I've put in behind the scenes to improve in that aspect has flourished a little bit, and just understanding where my outlet throws are and understanding where the holes at the defense are going to be at. And I think, there's a lot of preparation that goes into doing that, and the game just feels really slow for me right now. And I'm seeing things very well and understanding what the defenses are trying to do and then how to attack that. And Coach Messingham and myself and Coach Klein, I mean, we've all been on the same page of how can we exploit that and be successful and help our team win football games. And that it was awesome to see that take place this past weekend and lead to a win. Because started out the game down 14-0 without the ball and even touching the ball. Could easily have thrown in the towel and gave up, but our guys just kept believing. I kept believing. Everybody on our team, I thought never flinched, never wavered, and we finally settled in there made some good plays and came back and won, and it was a big win for us.
What kind of hunger do you guys have right now?
I mean, I think I think seeing the week of preparation last week that we had, which I thought was the best that we've had all season. Throughout the week of practice, it was a good week of practice, good week in the weight room. To see, what you do throughout the week leads to how you perform on Saturdays. You can't just go through the motion throughout the week and then expect to show up and win on Saturday, and especially in this conference because everybody's really good and can beat anyone, and that's been proven for many years now. So, I think to see that pay off and to lead to a win, I think we've settled in on what we got to do throughout the week to put ourselves in positions to win, and that lights a fire inside of you whenever you have that feeling inside, and especially that feeling in the locker room that we had after the game and celebrating with my teammates and our coaches, and just seeing the gratitude and joy in people's face to have a win. It's big time, and that's something that's contagious and something that we want to feel again.
Skylar, do you feel like there's a status here about just how accurate you've been the last 3 games? Does it feel like this is the best that you've ever thrown the ball since you've been here over an extended stretch?
Yeah, I believe so. I think the biggest thing for me is just the consistency of it, and that's a big aspect that I've focused on and worked on this off season and practice and all that. You can go out and have a really good game or have a really good practice, but if you don't follow up the next game or next practice and don't do it, then it doesn't really mean anything. Consistency is very important, and that's been a big challenge for me is just when good things happen or have a good practice or a good game, still learning from my mistakes, still learning in the midst of that opportunity or game, whatever the case may be, and just building off of it and putting it in the past and moving on to the next day and the next opportunity. That's having a short-term memory is something that I've struggled with early on in my career, and I feel like really I didn't get a true grasp and understanding of how to handle that till really the past year and a half or so, and I think being injured helped me a lot in that aspect.
When Coach Thompson was in here, he talked about how prideful Sebastian is and how tough the season has been for him. But did you feel like that catch Saturday, is that kind of lifted his spirit? You noticed his team happier a little bit now since that game? Did you feel that?
Yeah, well, you can never gauge Sebastian Taylor. I mean, he's very steady Eddie, and he's a really good guy, a good teammate. But I was very hurt for Sebastian last year whenever he got injured because I felt like he was really flourishing into a really good player and understanding his strengths and how to utilize those to make him a really good receiver. And he's making a lot of good plays for us last year. And to see him go down with an injury that he had, and it's a tough one to come back from. And I've seen Sebastian in the weight room. He's out before practice every day doing drills. He's always trying to perfect his craft the best he can and to get back to where he was. And to see him get a catch this weekend and have a good play there it was big time for us and big time for him. And I'm excited for Sebastian. I feel like he's slowly but surely getting back to his normal self, and I feel like for him personally, having a catch like that and in a big game and making a play there was big for him and his confidence.
Skylar, it looked like you and Deuce had a pretty sure touchdown lined up. I think it was the first half. Tech called timeout to stop from running the play. But did you sense that right then, man, this is going to work until they got wise of it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it was going to be a good play. They had a miscommunication that they were playing man coverage, and they were communicating that they were going to banjo it, which was because he was inside and our outside receiver, they were interchanging spots, and Deuce was running a wheel, so the banjo tells that they're just going to pass him off. But the corner didn't get that call for him from the inside guy that was taking Deuce, so he was expecting the corner to pass off, and he didn't do that, which was going to leave Deuce wide open, and they called that timeout. But we came back to the next play. They were on that fourth down, and they covered it better that time, but I was able to scramble and get a play there. But it's important to know where 22's at, especially in my position, and just understanding that a lot of the times he's in a check down situation or in a spot that's late in my progression that Oftentimes it seems like, defenses kind of lose track of where that's at, or the threat of my scrambling ability, or whatever the case may be, that I can dish him the ball late and we can get some yards. And he's obviously really good in space and can make a guy miss. So that was a big play, and Deuce is a really good football player. He's been doing a really good job.